Shalom and good morning. Today is December 24th and it is cold and rainy outside. It seems like the winter has finally arrived to Israel. It's been a very warm December. But today is also the 79th day of the war between Israel and Hamas. And the news reports of 8 soldiers that were killed during the weekend, 7 in Gaza and 1 in the northern border. And it says the intense fighting, the achievements of the IDF, and also the heavy price. The hard incidents that happened during the weekend show us the nature of the battles in Gaza. It is fighting in the face of an enemy that hides in tunnel shafts, lays bombs, and shoots anti-tank missiles. And with all of this, the IDF still has the upper hand. Let's take a look in the main article. In the first article, it says, Milchemet Hatasha, the war of attrition. Towards another month of a ground war, the progress of the IDF is going to slow down. And the IDF, they're not quick in finishing the war in Gaza, and they explain that there's on-ground learning, on-job learning, on-ground learning as they fight. But at the same time, the stubbornness of Hamas continues to take a very heavy toll, and some of this toll was expressed in this weekend with very painful incidents that happened. The terrorists are increasing their use in sharpshooters and in camouflage traps. And these are only some of the examples that this war is developing into. And as these weeks turn into months, there are those who are in the army that say that they don't see this ending very soon. Here on the left, in the columnist, he's saying that the hard incidents in Gaza during the weekend were scattered in their nature and also in their geography. And there's not necessarily a direct link between these incidents, but it just shows about this nature of the war. And the top army officials say that this fighting will take time, and the IDF will achieve what it's supposed to, but not without the heavy toll. And here in the next page, we do see the heavy toll of this specific weekend. We see 8 soldiers that have fallen in battle, 7 of them in Gaza, and 1 of them in the northern part of Israel. We see their faces, their smiles, and a little bit of their stories. And I'll just read a few. This is Tal Shua, 31, from Beersheba. And this is Alexander Spitz, 41 years old. And his wife says, I don't want to live without you. And here's Birano Kasia, 22 years old. It says, from childhood, you have shown a great deal of courage. And Oshri Moshe, 22 years old, from Haifa. They say about him that he was the crown of the family. May their memory be blessed. Makim Galim, it's a play on words, hitting the waves. This article is about the Houthi rebels, and they're saying none of the ships are safe anywhere anymore. It says a ocean or a sea war. The ships are not safe in any place, not only in the Red Sea, and not only by the Houthi rebels. Egypt is also concerned, and they're communicating to Iran that the attacks on the ships are hurting the economy of Egypt. And this little map, we see, it reads that the attacking Israel 2,700 kilometers away, and they're showing how far it is from Yemen, which is far from Israel. It's close to India. And here I see on the right, there's a small article that reads that the hostage Gadi Khagi was murdered by Hamas. He was considered a hostage until now, but now it's confirmed that his body is held by Hamas and he's not alive anymore. He was a musician and a chef, and his wife, Judy, is the oldest woman. It says here Judy is 70 years old, and she's still held by Hamas, and she's the oldest woman held there in captivity. And here's the daily segment about the hostages. We see Ron Binyamin, 53 years old, still held by Hamas in Gaza. Here we see his wife, Eilat, that's holding his photograph, and his daughters, Shai and Gil. And they're saying that Ron has a 93-year-old mother at home crying every day and wanting her son, Ron, to come back. They're demanding from the government to bring back the hostages. Here we see an article about the youth of the settlements that are surrounding Gaza. And it says, Holchim al hakol, walking and everything. It's a play on words because it's talking about a march that the youth is planning today, going out from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, asking for the hostages to come back as a protest. But it reads, in 2018, the youth of the settlements around Gaza were in a very large started a very large march to Jerusalem in a demand for a normal childhood as a protest to the very hard and unreasonable reality of rockets being shot from Gaza to their land continuously. And now, after the massacre that changed their lives forever, the youth of the settlements around Gaza comes out with a new march, this time with a very clear call to release all of the hostages, and says there's a great response. We're expecting thousands, one of the initiators says. But above all this, there's going to be the memory of Netta Epstein that started and initiated this march in 2018, but he was murdered in the massacre on October 7th. In the photos we see in 2018, the picture of them marching with the flags, and here we see in 2023 some of the youth that is getting ready to march. It is rainy, it's stormy outside, and they're going to march from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem with a very clear call to release the hostages. These are the main headlines that the Israelis are reading today. It is also Christmas evening, and some of the Messianic Jews in Israel do celebrate Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you. For more stories, go to All Israel News and follow us on social media. And YouTube, you can like this channel if you can like this video if you liked it. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.